Hey guys, welcome. I'll be playing Jisei, the first case. I've already beaten this game before. Easy platinum, kind of like visual novel, murder mystery. So let's go. Whoever said that your life flashes before your eyes when you die should be shot. Then maybe he'd see what it's really like. When you die, there are only two things. The first is a sudden and terrifying realization that you are dying. The second thing is the final wish. As a person dies, there's always one last thing they wish they could do before they pass on. Sometimes it's as simple as wanting to say goodbye to a loved one, but usually it's a wish full of pain and regret. It's a wish for a life. It's a it's a wish for a life lived better, an angry word taken back, or a promise kept, a wish that will never be granted. Yeah, death sucks every single time. But I've experienced so many, I'm kinda numb to the whole thing by now. That's not to say I'm comfortable with it, I'm just used to it. After all, experiencing death is a story of my life.
Calling to the one. Can you hear me? Relive my dying moments.
Our song glides the wind, the words echo, falling on deaf ears. The translation is lost and a deep void remains. The song is a mystery, the desperate lyrics unveil the wise and calling, but still no resolution.
Our voices call out to you. No one who unveils the truth. No one whose senses are plight.
Wells are unrest within sight.
So yeah, this game short game. I think it's like 5 different endings. But I'm gonna try and go for the true ending. I think I remember who the killer was. Maybe. I know it's between two people. So where am I? I blink slowly, trying to get my bearings. This place doesn't look familiar. Then again, it's been 3 years since anything has looked familiar to me. Ayana's my mind slowly clears. The room I am in is filled with the scent of freshly grounded coffee. I hear something, a machine. Steam? Right, I'm in a coffee shop in some city called Edgewater. It's my second day in the city. Judging from the empty cup on the table in front of me, I stopped here for a coffee because I was getting sleepy, and then I fell asleep. Typical. I guess even a third shot mocha latte isn't enough to keep me up these days. I wonder if I should get another one. Why not? I head over to the counter. No one else is in line since it's still afternoon. The girl at the counter grins as soon as she sees me.
Did you have a nice nap?
You saw me?
Don't worry, you weren't snoring or anything. But I'd wipe that drool off your face if I were you.
What?
I'm kidding. You're fine.
She laughs and winks at me.
So, what can I get for you?
Ugh.
Whoa, are you okay?
Yeah.
You look like you want to hurl.
Why am I feeling this now? There shouldn't be any reason.
Hey, if you're not feeling well, the bathrooms are down that hallway.
Yeah, thanks. I grab the counter for support and stumble off in the direction she's pointing. My head is hurting even more now. If I'm feeling this sick, it can only mean one thing. Someone has died. As I walk down the hallway, I see a door to the woman's bathroom is wide open. You're kidding. I wish this were a joke, but the insistent throbbing in my head tells me otherwise. Lying on the tile floor of the woman's bathroom is the corpse of a woman. I entered the restroom, gagging at the smell of the restroom's flowery perfume and disinfectant. Started her eyes wide open. The knife sticking out of her chest doesn't make me terribly optimistic about what I'm about to do next. I hope she died quickly, otherwise this is going to wind up being very unpleasant. I glance around quickly to make sure no one is looking before I reach forward and touch her arm. I brace myself for the sudden pain in my chest, but it never comes. I can't breathe. I try to open my mouth, but it refuses to open. Something on my face. I want to tear it away, but someone is holding me down. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I only wish that. As I open my eyes, I instinctively gasp for air. I know I wasn't actually suffocating, but it's still a reflex. My brain always remembers the pain of every death I experience, even though none of them are mine. I'm suddenly aware of someone staring at me from the hallway.
What did you do?
A woman is standing behind me, staring in horror at the dead body lying on the restroom floor. I didn't. Wait! I sigh and hang my head. This isn't going to end well. Then again, it never does.
Hey, kid, move away from the body.
A man strides briskly down the hallway towards me. His voice and demeanor are sharp, fluid, and commanding. Even without the uniform, it's obvious he was some sort of man of the law. Considering what he's swearing, I'd guess police officer. Sorry, officer. I promise I didn't move anything. He looks surprised.
Officer?
You're not? Sorry. My dad was a police officer and you look kinda like him. I mean, you're carrying yourself in the same way.
Your dad was an officer? Which precinct?
He sounds skeptical. He sounds skeptical. I guess I can't blame him. I don't remember. It was a while back when we still lived in Los Angeles. He raises a knowing eyebrows as if he's just caught me in a lie, but he doesn't comment on it.
I see. Well, why don't you come with me?
Doesn't comment on it. Sure. I followed the officer back into the main area of the shop. The woman who first saw me standing by one of the tables looks shaking. The only other people in the shop are the girl who works here and a guy who looks like he's in college.
Excuse me, everyone. I'd like your attention for a moment. I'm Detective Mikolai Gursky.
The detective pauses for a minute. It looks like he's trying to choose his words carefully.
Unfortunately, a dead body has just been discovered on this premises.
You better ring the bell for Monokuma to come.
What? But how? I mean, who?
Unfortunately, I don't know anything about the situation yet. Because of this, I'm going to have to ask you all to stay here until the police come.
Until they come? You mean the police aren't here yet? What about you?
I'm technically not on duty right now, I just happen to be here.
We'll call them.
I see.
We got that body at the coffee shop. They'll be here in 2 minutes.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak with each of you separately for just a little bit. It'll help move the investigation along if I can start collecting information now. Is that okay?
Sure. Anything to help.
Yeah, it's okay with me.
Yes, it's fine.
What about you, kid?
It's fine with me.
Right. Then we'll start with you. Come with me, please.
Detective Gursky motions for me to follow him into the hallway away from the rest of the coffee shop. As we walk down the hallway, I can't help but stare at the body in the bathroom. Detective Gursky glances at me and gently kicks the door of the bathroom. It swings in and bounces off, gently off the wall, closing with a soft thud.
How are you feeling?
Fine, I guess.
You just saw a dead body and you're fine?
He frowns at me.
Never mind. Let's just start with your name.
I'd rather not.
Why not?
Or I'd rather not say. Because I'd rather not.
An officer of the law is asking you a question.
I'm not under arrest. Then I plead the fifth.
The Fifth Amendment is only applicable to testifying under oath in a court of law or other tribunal.
Then I invoke my Miranda rights. Detective Gursky stares at me impassively. It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but I doubt he's
Fine,
pleased.
no name then. Why don't you tell me what happened today?
You mean about when I found the body?
Anything you think is pertinent.
Well, I came in here around noon time. I ordered a coffee, drank it, then fell asleep.
You fell asleep after you drank a triple shot mocha latte?
How the hell you know what I got? How you know what I drink? Detective Gursky nods at the empty cup on the table where I'm sleeping.
Saw you snoozing when I came in. The mocha latte checkbox is checked off on the side of the cup, and the maroon sleeve around the cup is only used for triple shots. I am a detective, you know.
And a serious one at that. He's even reading my drinks when he's off duty. When I woke up about 10 minutes ago, I guess, maybe less, Gursky glances at the clock on the wall.
So, around 2:40, you'd say?
Asked the girl. I guess so. I was just about to get another drink when suddenly I started to feel sick.
Ah, yes, I did see you looking a little ill when you were at the counter.
The girl at the counter told me I should go to the bathroom, and when I went, I saw the body lying there.
What were you doing in the women's bathroom?
The door was already open. I saw her from the hallway.
Did you touch her?
Even if I say no, they'll probably find my prints on her anyway. Yes.
And why were you touching her?
I wanted to see if she was okay. I didn't know she was dead at the time. The detective nods understandingly, but I doubt he believes me. Any idiot could have seen the knife in a woman's chest from at least 10 feet away.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
To base off what your choices are, you get your ending. I think I'd tell him. Actually, no, not really. Not really.
Then please wait in the main area.
Sure. Detective Gursky follows me and turns to the rest of the people in the coffee shop.
Would anyone like to go next?
I'll go.
The woman raises her hand timidly and Detective Gursky nods at
Then
her.
follow me.
I sink down into one of the chairs and close my eyes. This doesn't make any sense. The woman in the restroom has a knife in her chest, no doubt. But in my vision, she was being suffocated. Then again, my vision did cut off before it was finished. That woman interrupted me. I wish I could read the body again, but I'm sure to get caught if I even try to get close to the body. Somehow it doesn't really seem worth the risk. I guess I'll just have to approach this one from a different angle. The girl who works at the shop is sitting a few tables away from me, staring at the ground. She looks up and notes that I'm looking in her direction.
Surreal, isn't it?
Huh?
Knowing you're in the same building as a dead body, I mean.
She smiles apologetically at me.
By the way, my name's Chance.
Chance. That sounds like such a fake name. You have a rather strange name. Do you know anything about the woman who died? Do you think the killer is still around? You know anything about the woman?
Nothing comes to mind. I saw her go to the bathroom earlier, but I wasn't paying attention. Still, I think I would have recognized her if she was someone I knew.
Rather unusual name. She laughs.
I get that a lot. The truth is, I changed my name. My parents named me Bertha. That's not exactly a good name for a famous singer.
You're a famous singer?
Not yet, but I want to be. I know it's a crazy dream, but I'm willing to take the chance. That's why I chose that name. Get it? Chance? I'm pretty cheesy, huh?
Yep. Maybe not cheesy, but I think the name Bertha actually means famous. So really, you had a good name in the first place.
Really? I didn't know that. You're pretty smart.
Not particularly. I just like to pay attention to names and what they mean.
That's cool. I know someone just like you.
I seriously doubt that. Do you remember what time you saw her?
Maybe around 2 o'clock? I'm not sure.
What makes you think it was 2?
Well, my shift starts around then, and she came in a little bit after I did. She looked like a secretary, so I thought it was weird that she'd come during working hours.
I see. Think the killer's still around?
I sure hope not.
Chen shivers.
I don't know why he'd stick around anyway. Doesn't a murderer usually run after he kills someone?
Good point.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Detective Gursky approaches us. The woman he was speaking with trails closely behind him. As soon as she sees me, she quickly looks away.
Nope, not interrupting anything.
Then do you mind coming with me?
Not at all.
Chance waves at me before hurrying off after Detective Gursky. About earlier,
Don't touch me.
the woman glares me, her eyes laced with disgust.
I saw what you did.
I didn't do anything. I found her like that. The woman frowns at me.
Just don't speak to me.
She sits down and folds her arm, glaring at me from across the table. I guess I should leave her alone. Go to a different table. Across the room, the college boy is typing away on his laptop. He pauses to glance at a pile of notes on the table next to him. He's still doing homework at a time like this. He looks up and we briefly make eye contact.
Is something wrong?
Not really. You just look really calm, all things considered. He glances to the side nervously.
Actually, I'm pretty freaked out. But it hasn't really set in, you know? Part of me is hoping this is all just a hidden camera show or something.
It would be a lot nicer if that were the case.
I'm sorry. You're the one who found the body, right?
Yeah. He's silent. He's silent for a moment.
Is it scary? Seeing a dead body, I mean.
I guess most people will be pretty terrified to see a dead body, especially one that's obviously been murdered. Yeah.
You look pretty calm too, you know?
Oh, I guess I do.
My name's Kizaki. What about you?
I'd rather not. Kisaki blinks and stares off into the distance for a moment. It looks like he's spacing out. Are you okay?
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm fine.
He laughs nervously before smiling warmly at me.
It's okay if you don't want to say your name.
So, what are you doing here anyways? Do you think the killer's still around? Can you remember anything about the woman who died? What are you doing?
Studying.
He nods out the pile of paper scattered across the table.
I have an exam soon, and I come here a lot since it's a quiet place with no distractions.
He sighs.
So much for that.
What's the exam on?
Huh?
I glance at the paper scattered across the table. They're covered in notes written in Japanese. Japanese?
Yeah, Japanese.
He doesn't sound terribly confident. The woman.
I'm afraid I was pretty caught up in my work. I didn't really notice much about anyone else.
Nothing at all.
Well, I think she may have been looking for someone. When she came in, she looked around a bit like she was expecting to see someone. I remember wondering if she was looking for you, and you just didn't notice her because you were asleep.
Wow, is there anyone in this coffee shop who didn't watch me sleep? Killer still around? Kisaki suddenly turns pale.
Killer? I thought she died from a heart attack or something.
Who the hell said that?
Oh no, this is even worse.
He looks like he's about to start crying. Whoa.
What if the murderer is still here? What if we're all gonna be picked off one by one until there's no one left?
I really don't think that's the case. Besides, it's not as if we're trapped on a remote island or anything. I'll point at Kisaki's laptop. You're even connected to the internet.
Oh yeah.
He suddenly looks a lot more relieved.
I guess I overreacted.
No kidding.
But it's still really creepy to think that someone was killed here. I hope that detective figures it out soon.
Your turn, kid.
Kisaki looks up, surprised.
Oh, right.
He quickly shuffles a few of his notes around into a neat pocket before he stands up. Out the corner of my eyes, I see the woman from earlier is still glaring at me. Hey,
I thought I told you not to speak to me.
no, stare at me. Listen, I don't know what you thought you saw, but the woman was already dead when I found her.
Don't take me for a fool.
If you just thought about it, you wouldn't think that. I'm not gonna assault her. If I had actually killed the woman, don't you think I'd have tried to stop you, or at least run away? Instead, I waited around and even spoke with that detective. She doesn't respond. Really? You're going to discount me just like that?
Fine, I'll bite. What's your side of the story?
I already told you, I found her like that.
That's nice. Now don't talk to me.
Oh, screw you! You don't believe me?
Sure don't. If you can actually show me proof, then maybe I'll listen to you.
I'm about to dropkick you across that counter.
Interrogating him yourself, Miss Bergstrom?
Detective Gursky approaches us with a hint of a smile on his lips. It's hard to tell if he's actually amused or just hiding his annoyance.
He wanted to talk to me.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak with him.
Again?
Sure, do as you please.
She shrugs and walks off. Yeah, you got lucky. I followed Detective Gursky off to the side.
Are you sure talking with your main accuser was really a good idea?
What?
You do realize that she's convinced you're the murderer, right? Acting like that only makes you look more suspicious.
Yeah, well...
And I have to be honest, a lot of the evidence points towards you already.
What?
You were the first at the scene, and you even admitted to touching the body. There's not much that votes for your innocence.
On those two things, they ain't gonna prove nothing in court. But all the evidence you have is only circumstantial.
I can hold you for 48 hours before charging you with a crime. That's enough time to find more evidence.
Sometimes I hate that law. I know, but I didn't do it.
If you really want me to believe you, you're going to have to be a lot more cooperative. Obviously, you're interested in clearing your name, whatever it may be. It works better if you work with me, not against me.
You want my help? He frowns.
Not particularly, but I don't have many options right now. I could tell you to sit this out and let the professionals handle this, but then you just go behind my back. I'd rather have you where I can keep an eye on you. So I'll let you talk around, but you have to tell me everything you learn. And for the record, this isn't a free pass to conduct your own investigation. I'm only saying you can talk with the others. Got it?
Got it. Well, looks like I have a little bit of slack for now, but even if he says that, it's not like he's giving me any useful information to go off of. Let's examine. This area is small but comfortable with nice lighting and a clean atmosphere. Okay, let's talk. Kisaki. I look over at Kisaki. He's still typing away at his computer. I guess even being at a scene of a murder is an excuse to turn in Homer late.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
It looked like Detective Gursky was lecturing you about something. He's a pretty imposing guy.
Is he? It seems to me like he's doing his job.
I guess I'm just worried he's gonna arrest me or something.
Relax, he won't just randomly arrest you, you know? Does he have a reason to arrest you? Relax. Although I don't know if the same goes for me.
What?
He looks confused. Nothing. Detective Gursky's threat to keep me in custody for 48 hours is still looming over my head. I'm really on a short leash. About Chance. Did you notice anything suspicious about Chance?
The girl who works here? She wouldn't do anything.
Are you sure?
Of course, she works here after all.
That didn't answer my question.
Well, if you're wondering if I saw her do anything weird, I didn't. She was cleaning the espresso machines for a while. She didn't look too happy about that. Then she went into the back kitchen, so I didn't see her anymore.
If she were in the kitchen, she could have gotten to the bathroom without you seeing her, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you know anything suspicious about Miss Bergstrom? Bergstrom?
I'm afraid I didn't see her come in. I was busy working at the time. I didn't notice anything until I heard her scream.
That's all for now. Chance notices me looking at her. She giggles and waits at me.
How's it going?
You got changed.
Yeah, I called my manager and he said I should close for the day, so there's really no point in wearing my uniform anymore.
Why you have a ribbon in your front?
But never mind that. How did it go?
How did what go?
Talking with that detective, of course. Did he say anything?
Nothing in particular. He just wanted me to not bother him.
What do you mean by bothering him?
Beats me. So, knows anything suspicious about Kisaki?
Who?
That college kid.
Oh, is that his name? I've never seen him before.
Really? He said that he comes here all the time.
He does? I'm pretty sure I haven't seen him before. Maybe he usually comes at some other time?
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't recall him doing anything weird. He came in, set up, and spent all his time working on homework.
Miss Bergstrom?
You mean that woman who looks like she's mad at you?
Yep. Yeah, her.
Well, she definitely looked like she was in a hurry. Then again, she always does.
She comes here often?
All the time. And she always looks like she's in a hurry. I guess she's a busy woman.
You know what she does for a living?
I'm pretty sure she works for Biodev Imaging. It's just down the street, so a lot of people who work there like to come by here. I'm afraid I don't know exactly what she does, though.
I guess that's all I want to talk about for now.
Alright.
Yo, man. What? I can't confront him? Okay, I guess I'll try talking to you. Miss Bergstrom is still across the room from me, brooding, oh boy, this isn't going to be easy. She wasn't willing to give me the benefit of the doubt earlier at all. I approach her carefully, holding my hand out in an attempt to show that I mean her no harm. Hey.
What do you want?
I just want to talk, try to figure out what happened. She doesn't look convinced. Look, there are other people here. Nothing is going to happen to you. I just want to ask you a few questions.
Why are you even doing this?
I want to prove my innocence. After a moment of silence, she lets out a long sigh.
I guess it's okay then. What do you want to know?
Chance.
That barista? She's a sweet girl, if not a little unrealistic. She'll talk about her dream of being a singer to anyone who will listen. She often gets livid when anyone says anything that doesn't coincide with her dream, but she's very cheerful otherwise.
Livid?
She once tossed hot coffee at a customer for insulting her voice.
Damn.
He only got a few burns on his arm, but I'm pretty sure she was aiming for his face.
And she didn't get fired for that?
The whole thing was settled out of court, and the owner of this place is her father, so naturally she gotta keep her job. Honestly, kids these days just get everything handed to them on a silver platter. It's wholly frustrating.
Kisaki?
I assume you mean that boy over there? He hasn't done anything that seems out of the ordinary. I can't really say one way or another, though.
That's all I need to know.
I hope it helped.
Can I talk about the coffee incident?
Okay.
Go hallway. As I head towards the hallway, I can hear Detective Gursky speaking on the phone with someone.
According to her ID badge, her name is Sarah Blackmore. She works for a nearby company called Biodev Imaging.
Biodev Imaging, isn't that where Miss Bergstrom works? I wonder if they know each other. I peer around the corner to get a better look. He doesn't look very
I
pleased.
really can't be sure. When will the crime scene investigators get down here? I see. Well, get here as soon as possible then.
He hangs up before letting out a frustrated sigh. As he does, he sees me looking at him.
Whoa, how long have you been there? How much of that conversation did you hear?
The part about Sarah and Biodev Imaging.
So, pretty much everything then.
I guess so.
And do you have anything useful to tell me?
Miss Bergstrom works for Biodev Imaging. Chance told me that a lot of people who works there likes to come here to eat.
Do you know what Miss Bergstrom does at Biodev Imaging?
No.
It probably wouldn't hurt to ask her.
Chen said she saw Sarah come in at around 2.
Interesting. So, Sarah must have been killed sometime between 2 o'clock and 2:40. The first thing to do is see if anyone has an alibi for that time period then.
Kisaki says he comes here all the time, but Chance claims she never seen him.
Do you think he's lying?
I don't know. He seems honest enough, but he could very well be pretending.
Why don't you test him then? If he really comes here often, he'll be able to answer questions about this place without any problems.
I guess so. Chance has some pretty explosive anger issues. She tried to burn a guy with hot coffee once because he insulted her voice.
Really? I'd hate to be that guy. Still, one act of violence doesn't make her a murderer. It might be worth looking into it, though, if you can find a way to be tactful about it.
I don't really have more I can tell you.
I see.
I think I had to go into the ladies' restroom for the main or true ending. I head back to the main area to investigate some more, but as I do, I hear a strange voice echoing through the hallway.
Hey, detective, you should really watch your step.
What? Who are you? I spin around looking for the source of the voice, but I don't see anyone talking or even looking in my
I'm
direction.
here to help, but before you ask, I can't hear you, so don't bother trying to say anything.
The voice seems to be coming from inside my head. Yeah, but if you can't hear me, that makes communication rather difficult now, doesn't it?
Of course, since I can't hear you, that makes communication rather difficult.
Never mind.
I know you're different from other people. You can see things that others can't. That means we're alike.
Alike? Yeah, right. I don't go around randomly speaking inside of other people's heads.
There's a lot more going on here than just a simple murder. Watch your step and trust no one. I'll tell you more as soon as I know it.
I wait for a few seconds, but the voice is gone. No one else seems to have heard it, so I guess it really was in my head. Ugh, this is getting more troublesome by the minute. First I'm accused of murder, and now some random person is dropping thoughts into my head. Or hey, maybe I'm just going crazy. I should probably be a lot more surprised or freaked out by this turn of events, but the only thing that surprises me right now is how surprised I am. I shuffle tiredly into the main area of the coffee shop and sit down, burying my head in my hands.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Really? You've been looking terrible all day. Oh, let me get you something to drink.
Chance hurries around the counter and begins making a drink for me. I lean back and taking a smell of the coffee is really relaxing.
Here you go.
She hands me a hot cup brimming full of a hot latte. I take a sip and my body suddenly feels alive again. The smell, the steam. I seriously doubt I'd ever be able to function without this stuff. I take another sip and then another, enjoying the flavor of the heat. I feel like I can finally think, yes, I'm addicted. That was good, and you made it so quickly.
Of course I did. Sometimes things get really busy in here. That counter is designed with everything we need to mix drinks quickly. Of course, if we want to do other things like make sandwiches, that's all in the back kitchen.
Chance looks pretty happy now. Maybe this is a good time to ask her about the one guy who insulted her. You like your job here?
Huh? I guess so. Although sometimes it gets pretty tiring. But that's how it is with any job, right?
I guess so, but I heard that you had a lot of trouble with a certain customer here once.
Oh yeah, that was a particularly bad day. That jerk was just flaunting his new girlfriend in my face.
New girlfriend?
My ex-boyfriend broke up with me here at work by bringing his new girlfriend here and telling me we were over. He said he didn't want to be with someone who had such unrealistic dreams. Either way, that was a long time ago, and unlike the rumors, it has nothing to do with him insulting my singing voice.
Wow, sorry about that.
It's fine. It all worked out in the end. Anyway, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask.
What are you doing between 2 and 4 or 2:40?
Working, of course. Afternoons like this are always slow, so it's usually just me and the manager. Although my manager is currently out at the store.
Why did the manager go to the store?
We ran out of soy milk. I forgot to restock yesterday and he kinda got mad at me.
So is the manager your dad, or the manager just some other guy who works for your dad?
I had to come out here and clean all the espresso machines as punishment.
Do you know anyone named Sarah Blackmore?
I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names. Even if I did know her, I probably couldn't tell you.
The woman in the bathroom, you know her? Seen her? I guess that's all I wanted to ask you.
Talk to you
about for
later
now.
then.
Let's get you out the way. What are you doing between 2 and 2:40?
Around 2, I think I was finishing up some work in the office. Then I headed out for a late lunch. I usually grab a sandwich and an espresso from this place.
Were you with anyone else at the time?
Of course not. Everyone else had already left for lunch.
What did you order when you got here?
Nothing. I went straight to the restroom, and then I saw you.
Why did you head straight to the bathroom instead of ordering?
I always wash my hands first. It's filthy to do anything else, and I can't exactly afford to be ill.
What do you do for a living?
Why do you want to know?
I'm just curious.
Well, I do a lot of things. Mostly human resources management.
Human resources, as in...
The usual things. Recruiting new blood, organizing and training employees, writing policies, and the like.
Wow, that's a lot. You know anyone named Sarah Blackmore?
I can't say I do. Should I?
I mean, yeah, she
I
works.
see.
She works with you? You didn't hire her? Oh, no, stay here. Kisaki. 2 and 2:40.
Studying, mostly.
Mostly.
I was also chatting with a friend online. Sometimes I get distracted.
Do you really come here often?
Of course I do. Why do you ask?
Just curious about this place. Do you know what kind of sandwiches they sell here?
They rotate them. The two for today are tapenade with avocado and turkey and brie.
I see. And how much does a green tea cost?
A shaken green iced tea or a green tea smoothie?
Either?
The shaken green iced tea is only $2.65, but the green tea smoothie is $3.70.
Thanks. Wow, this guy knows this place pretty well, almost uncannily, so I guess he really does come here often. I wonder why Chance doesn't recognize him. You know someone named Sarah Blackmore?
Sarah? No, I don't think I do.
Wow, that's quite possibly the most guilty reaction I've ever seen. This guy would be terrible at poker. And the conversation. Let's examine. I look into the glass case filled with freshly made sandwiches. Sure enough, the two specials of the day are tapenade with avocado and turkey or brie. Kisaki was right. The only person here, let's go. No one here has a full alibi. Chance and Kisaki both saw each other for a while, but Chance was in the back kitchen around the time of the murder. She could have slipped away without being seen, or Kisaki could have gone past the kitchen without her noticing. Miss Bergstrom claims she was working at the time, but there's no way to corroborate her story.
So all of them had an opportunity. But what about a means and a motive? We need to figure out why someone would want Sarah dead in the first place.
And that's your job. Miss Bergstrom is really evasive about her job. When I asked her about it, she doesn't seem to want to tell me much about it. She did say she's in human resources though.
Is that so? I suppose she's pretty high up on the totem pole then. I think Sarah was just a secretary with low-level clearance, so it's doubtful they'd have met.
You're supposed to hire new people?
Still, it's definitely something worth keeping in mind. Ask around and see if anyone knows anything about biodev imaging.
Why don't you ask around? What are you doing standing here for? Chance only got fined because the guy was her ex-boyfriend. Turns out she threw hot coffee at him because he broke up with her.
Well, that makes a lot more sense than just attacking some random guy. But that doesn't change the fact that she has anger issues. Plus, things aren't exactly looking up for her right now.
What do you mean?
I examined the knife in Sarah's chest. It's an industry-grade kitchen knife, and it's part of the set. I'm willing to bet that the rest of the set is in the kitchen here.
You're saying that Chance is the one who killed Sarah?
No, I'm saying that whoever stabbed Sarah had access to the kitchen at some point in time. Why? Do you think she did it?
It's possible. But even though it's possible, I can't really think of a good reason why she'd do it.
If you can find a motive, then we'll be getting somewhere.
No one here recognizes the name Sarah Blackmore. Kisaki.
Well, naturally the killer is going to deny knowing her. But if no one here seems to recognize her, she probably didn't want to be known. I wonder what she was hiding. I see.
Back to the main room. Can I go to the men's restroom? It looks like it's a women's restroom. It looks like the women's restroom, well, except for the dead body. Actually, it looks like there's an emergency exit in here too. It's the kind that only opens from the inside. I bet the killer could have slipped out through here without being seen by anyone in the coffee shop. There's nothing much else in here. Let's go to the hallway.
Hey, detective.
Great, the voice in my head is
It
back.
looks like you have the most freedom out of everyone right now. See if you can get a better look at the corpse. You might find something useful.
Easy for you to say. Somehow I doubt Gursky will just let me walk in there.
I'll try to set up a distraction for you.
Great, a distraction. Like what? Blowing stuff up with your mind? Before I can dig any more on the subject, a loud crash echoes from the coffee shop.
What happened?
I don't know. It sounds pretty serious though.
Great, just what I need.
Wow, thanks for the voice. Guess I owe you one for this. Detective Gursky is currently in the main area because of the crash. If I move fast, I can probably get a quick look at the crime scene again. definitely don't have enough time to read the death, but I can still check the body for clues. There's a tan line on Sarah's wrist, like she was wearing a watch or a bracelet or something. Maybe it came off when she was struggling against her attacker. I look around the room some more, but I can't find any sign of whatever was on Sarah's wrist. The bathroom was clean and there are no signs of a struggle at all. Weird. I certainly wouldn't just let anyone or someone stab me in front without putting up some sort of a fight. I really shouldn't be here any longer. Go back to the hallway. I head back to the hallway. Detective Gursky is still nowhere to be seen. It looks like I made it out safely. Whatever happened was enough of a distraction, I guess. Still, it bothers me that my mysterious benefactor seems to know what I'm up to, but only some of the time. If there were someone in here with me, then all my movements would be readily obvious. But it seems more like someone who's getting regular reports on what I've been doing. Someone inside the coffee shop must be communicating with someone on the outside. I need to figure out who it is. I guess I have to keep an eye out for someone who's communicating with the outside world frequently.
Oh, there you are.
Hey.
Something wrong?
No, nothing. I was just trying to stay out of the way in case anything bad happened. What was that loud noise anyways?
It's just an accident.
I see. An accident, huh? I wonder what caused it. I know there's something I have to do in that restroom for a clue to who the killer is. What do you know about biodev engineering?
Biodev? That's a biological engineering company, isn't it? They specialize in body parts like artificial hearts and lungs and such. But lately they've expanded their research to trying to grow replacement organs from living cells.
Wow, you should know a lot.
No, I just happen to know about them because they're a big deal at my school. They funded a good portion of the biomedical engineering program there, so their name is all over the place.
What was that loud crash earlier?
Oh, that? Well, I didn't have anything to do, so I decided to help Chance clean up the place. She handed me a tray loaded with dishes, and it was a lot heavier than I thought, so I kinda dropped it.
Okay. God, I remember who the killer was. What do you know about biologics engineering?
Plenty, seeing as I work there.
Right.
We're a medical group that creates artificial organs. There's a huge demand for organ implants, but there are very few available donors, and compatibility is always an issue. We make things like artificial lungs and bionic hearts.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
It's more than impressive. We're saving lives.
What was that loud crash earlier?
Just those two kids dropping a pile of dishes all over the floor. Honestly, it gave me such a fright. I thought my heart was about to leap out of my chest. It's a miracle that no one was hurt. I noticed that boy pushed the girl out of the way just in time. He had some quick reflexes.
Wait, what? He said he was the one who dropped it. That's all I need to know.
I hope it helped.
What do you know about biodef imaging?
I think they have something to do with medical stuff, but I'm not sure.
It's a loud crash.
Oh, that? I just dropped some dishes. I was cleaning up and that guy Kizaki offered to help.
So he said he dropped
When
it.
I handed him a tray loaded with dishes, I let go before he had a good grip on it, so it fell. Don't worry, nothing broke. Although it's weird, I really thought he had a grip on that tray, but it slipped anyway. It's almost like he did it on purpose.
What was that stuff made of that made that loud noise but didn't break?
Although he's been acting pretty strange all day. Now that I think about it, I think he was watching that woman when she first came in. As soon as she came in, he kept staring at her. At first I thought he was just being a teenage guy and staring at women, but looking back on it, it seems like he was observing her. Do you think I should have reported him?
No, it's not a crime to look at another person. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Besides, didn't you say that the murderer has probably run away by now?
That's right. I guess I'm overthinking this. Thanks.
I guess that's all I want to talk about for now.
Alright.
Nothing? Okay, hallway.
Hey, detective. I heard you were asking around about someone named Sarah Blackmore. She's the victim, isn't she? I did some research, and it looks like she has an interesting history. In fact, I think I know why she was killed. The rumors among various sources say she's a corporate spy. She steals and sells top-secret information. There are a lot of big-name companies after her for what she's done. Her last job was at Auten Engineering, a company that specializes in growing organs from living cells.
Organs from living cells. Isn't that what biodev imaging is working on? Uh-oh, I see a pattern.
She resigned recently, saying she was pursuing a new direction in her life, but I'm guessing it's only because she obtained whatever information she was looking for. If she was supposed to meet up with someone to hand over information, she should have it with her, probably on a secure USB. It'll likely be disguised as something else that she can always keep on her person, like a keychain. If you can find it, you'll probably have your murderer.
I guess I have to keep an eye out for something that looks like a disguised USB drive. Like that'll be easy. I can't help but feel uneasy about this though. My mysterious information source is being very generous. Somehow I don't know this person is just doing a dueling out information for free. There must be an ulterior motive. Did you know that there is an emergency exit in the men's restroom?
Yeah, I noticed that. There isn't an alarm on the door either, so it's possible that the murderer escaped through there without being detected.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
If the murderer did go through there, he or she was probably the last person who passed through. It's possible that there was some evidence left behind in there.
Chen says that Kizaki was watching Sarah.
Watching her? Like a stalker or something?
I guess.
I wonder why she didn't mention this before.
She said she just remembered.
Interesting. If he was watching her, then he probably knows something. But since he came here first, he must have been expecting her to come here. That means she definitely came here to meet someone. Try to find out how he knows about that.
And how will I figure that out?
Why don't you just ask him?
Really?
I get the feeling you'll get something interesting if you ask.
I think Sarah is a corporate spy.
Really? What makes you think that?
Did some research on her. I brought Kisaki's computer and looked her up online.
And?
She used to work at Autumn Engineering, a company that specialized in growing organs for sales. And now Biodev Imaging is currently trying to expand to do the same thing. She just resigned from Autumn Engineering and now she's working for Biodev Imaging. You yourself said she was just a secretary, so clearly she's not working for these companies because she has a specific skill set needed for this line of work. She's probably after something that Biodev Imaging has.
That's one possibility.
One possibility?
The key here is to figure out who she's working for. For instance, she could have been working for Biodev Imaging by stealing information from Auden Engineering. If it's like that, then this could be a move by Auden Engineering to retrieve information before it winds up with Biodev Imaging. Or, conversely, she could have been working for Auden Engineering and stealing information from Biodev Imaging. In that case, anyone from Biodev Imaging now becomes a primary suspect. Of course, that doesn't rule out other motives, but this seems like the most logical one. Corporations like this are cutthroat at best. It's always a race to see who can get results the fastest so they can get a larger market share or government grants. Rather than work together, they do whatever it takes to get ahead of the competition. And when they can't be vindicated through lawsuits and manipulation of the laws, they'll resort to darker practices. Looks like it's time to learn more about Auden Engineering. Keep digging.
What the hell are you doing? It's main room.